When consumers began shifting toward premium sea salts, Himalayan pink, fleur de sel, Mediterranean gray, Hawaiian black, the motivation was usually a combination of culinary appeal and a vague sense that these products were more natural, more mineral-rich, and healthier than refined table salt. The artisanal salt market has grown steadily on the back of this perception. What the marketing materials for these premium products uniformly omit is that every one of them is harvested from water sources that have been receiving the world's plastic waste for decades, and that the harvesting process concentrates not just minerals, but also the microplastic particles that modern ocean systems have distributed into virtually every water body on the planet. Research across more than 38 countries has now documented microplastic contamination in commercially available sea salts, with particle counts varying by type, source, and production method. The findings have been consistently striking. Himalayan pink salt, marketed as pristine mineral salt from ancient geological deposits, has tested among the highest in microplastic particle counts despite its land-based origin, because the ancient sea deposits it forms from have been found to contain particles consistent with modern plastic polymers, suggesting contamination pathways more complex than simple ocean sourcing. Mediterranean and Asian sea salts have also shown high contamination levels, tracking broadly with the degree of plastic pollution in their source water bodies. Lake-harvested salts from less polluted freshwater sources have generally shown lower particle counts, though contamination is rarely zero. The biological question that follows, what does regular microplastic ingestion actually do to the human body, is one that science is only beginning to answer, and the emerging answers are not reassuring. Microplastics have been detected in human blood, lung tissue, placental tissue, breast milk, and most recently in human cardiovascular plaques, findings that confirm systemic biodistribution rather than simple gut transit. In the cardiovascular plaque study, which represented a significant step in understanding microplastic biological impact, participants with detectable microplastics in their arterial plaques showed significantly elevated rates of myocardial infarction, stroke, and all-cause mortality compared to those without detectable plaque microplastics over a 3-year follow-up period. The mechanism, likely involving inflammatory activation and endothelial disruption by particle-associated chemicals, is an active area of toxicological investigation. Salt presents a particularly concerning daily exposure route because it is used in cooking at high temperatures, conditions under which some plastic-associated compounds, including phthalates and bisphenol, can further migrate from particles into food. It is consumed in small quantities per day, typically 5 to 10 grams, which means total particle ingestion from salt alone is modest compared to estimates from seafood, bottled water, and food packaging. But because it is a daily, non-optional staple used in essentially every meal, it represents a chronic consistent exposure pathway with no obvious alternative for elimination. The practical guidance is genuinely limited given the current state of contamination in global salt supplies. Rock salt harvested from underground deposits, including mine table salt, shows lower contamination than open-water sea salts in most testing. Refined iodized table salt, while less glamorous than artisanal alternatives, is processed in ways that remove many contaminants. This is not a reason to abandon sea salt categorically, but it is a reason to question whether the premium you pay for Himalayan pink or Mediterranean gray is buying you a healthier product or simply a more expensively contaminated one.